Not sure how much you can really see me, but getting ready to start here. About 15 minutes, T-minus 15 minutes for the Mohican 100, and everyone's starting to show up here, and looking to start really slow this year, and gonna stick with Ryan Day and Todd and Tim Furtado and UltraDad, Dan Allnut, my brother, and hoping to kind of let them keep my pace slow so I can really enjoy the second half of the race this year. And not that I didn't enjoy it last year, but that I can just really push it the second, maybe the third loop and fourth loop. So we'll see how this goes. I also just wanted to say that, man, I am just like more excited for this race than I have been for really any race that I can think of. Just completely pumped for this race. Everything so far is going smoothly, knock on wood. So, you know, I feel good. The drive over here was good last night. The pasta dinner last night was wonderful. Shout out to IRunONBeer's team. They provided pasta and, of course, a beer and good times. But yeah, just good time socializing with them and hearing some of their plans to make sure that I'm doing things correctly and making sure I'm checking off my things on my list for today. So you never know what's going to happen 100 miles. Anything can happen. But if everything continues this way, it looks like it's going to be a really, really good weekend. So looking at lows in the 50s, it's kind of chilly right now, and highs in like 75 range. No rain in the forecast, just sun. So it's going to be awesome.
It's the best we'll feel on it. Yeah. Until that finish line. It doesn't get fast.
Are you rocking that? Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah, that was a surprise.
Hopefully you are. Not sure how much you can see, but with the original crew from last year, just starting the hill up finally. Daylight's already hitting. We got Todd, we got Ryan, we got Tim, we got UltraDad Dan, and Ryan Clayton's out here someplace. Definitely other people we know from YouTube, but anyhow, so gonna keep this up and keeping that nice easy pace, and gonna kill it the last loop. Alright guys, check in here. Mile 5, 15-minute mile pace, which is perfect. That's what I want right now in the first lap. I really want to save quite a bit of muscle and energy for the second and third loop through the night into the morning. So this is a really, really good pace. Out here with Dan still and Tim, and then Ryan and Todd are just right behind someplace. But I think we'll see each other at the aid station coming up. But yeah, talking pace.
Oh my God. Good job.
I don't even think I buried water. I just drank water. So the fern forest. Here we are. This is one of my favorite parts of the trail. Feeling good so far?
Oh yeah.
We're at mile 8.5. Still a 14:50 average pace, which is good. It's good. That's what we want.
Getting a little, creeping a little up, a little fast.
Talking speed. So that's good. Let's see. What are we thinking about right now? Thinking about mentally preparing for the night run.
Yep.
Even though it's still about 12 hours away.
I'm thinking about eating as much as I can at each aid station.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to the first aid station ginger rice balls.
Were they good?
Yeah, was not expecting that. A hint of ginger, almost like I felt like I was at a really nice Chinese, Japanese restaurant. Getting some sushi, but preparing my stomach with some rice. All right, all right, all right. Down to this really cool waterfall.
Tree I slipped on.
Will's got the camera out. He was
ready.
It only takes one thing to be YouTube famous.
That's where that lady was. That's the split.
Yep. Which really is good, I think, because honestly,
Yeah.
this section after 50 miles. Ooh, yeah, watch out for that.
Yeah. Just looking up there.
You just feel like an ant sometimes, you know?
Yeah. I was just thinking that in this section.
18 and a half, 15.3 or 15-minute, 30-second mile pace. 4:54, 4 hours and 54 minutes. And I'd say we're staying right on track. Definitely feeling really good. Beautiful forest around here. Meeting lots of cool people. Here we are.
Yes, there was.
1/4 away. More than 1/4. This is the long loop. So here, 32 miles. And yeah. Let's see. Feeling okay. 8 hours and 40 minutes. Average pace 16 minutes 10 seconds. The boys are right behind me. I just thought I would run ahead for a second just to get a little video. Woods. Thankfully we have woods to keep us in the shade. Trying to stay hydrated. It's deceivingly warm. There's lots of breeze, but I can still feel like I felt my forehead a second ago and it was covered in salt, so that means that I'm definitely sweating. But well, that was cool. Some horse riding. So we're at a spot here where Dan was definitely struggling just a little bit there. So he just re-salt pilled up, and it's a large hill, but he's definitely feeling a little better now, it looks like. We're gonna have a good couple of hopefully next miles, get down to the dam and do those 200 steps down, followed by all sorts of fun stuff. Let's see. Then we have the waterfall. You know, the waterfall is actually first. So, yeah. It's been a while since an update, but mile 55, pace 17:30. Unfortunately, my brother just DNF'd. We sat there for a while. He went through all of his thoughts and feelings about how he was feeling, and fortunately, he just was feeling really nauseous. We even tried some medicine for that, and he was feeling very dizzy, not tolerating fluids too well. I mean, some fluids, but not eating too much. We're only in the 50 range for miles, so we decided at that point, with how he's feeling and how he looked, honestly, from my medical opinion, that it'd probably be safer for him to, at this point, stop, because we already pushed him pretty hard at this point. So I definitely think we did all we could do. He got some different medicines for pain. He just didn't look great. So he is going to go back, but me and Todd and Ryan are still strong right now. I feel really good, but I also know that I won't eventually. So I'm mentally preparing for when I don't. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Catch you in the middle of the night here sometime. It's the sun's just going down. It's 9:12. Ramen noodles. This is Fire Tower, and we loop fire tower, so about, I don't know exactly, I think we're mile 64.21, doing good. Gonna finish strong here this third loop, and then we'll see what happens.
Great job.
So during the race, unfortunately, I was unable to continue to record through the night, mostly because I find this happens during almost every race, that I just lose my my motivation to keep on recording as I get more and more tired, and my focus becomes more and more just one foot in front of the other, get through this. And it seems to always miss the most interesting, fun, exciting parts of the adventure. In this circumstance, I was at the 75-mile aid station, had 25 miles more to go, and I left my camera because I felt like it was too heavy at this point, and the battery, I wasn't sure if it was going to last, and I was just focused on my headlamp not burning out at that point and just not falling asleep and getting my feet going again, as I was very sore. At that point, I was going to meet up with Tim Furtado, and I knew he was making his switch at the aid station as well, and I did not want to hold him up either. So I left my camera at mile 75 back at the aid station. And it was on purpose at that point in my head. I knew I was not going to record. I could not do that and hike in the middle of the night with my poles and stay focused on the mentality of finishing this race. So unfortunately, as the sun rose, I did feel the motivation to want to record, but did not have my camera with me. At this point, let me take you through this. At, around mile 80-ish, the sun was starting to come up, maybe mile 85, and I just started having extreme motivation. I just felt like the sun came up, and all of a sudden I was in a new place, and it was an amazing feeling. And I went ahead and picked up the pace a little bit. Me and Tim walked through the night together, kind of talking each other through some of the different hallucinations and different, things we were dealing with some injuries that we were feeling, with my headlamp almost going out on me. Thankfully, Tim had an extra headlamp to get me through. But once that sun rose, at some point, I just kind of told Tim about mile probably 86. We were about 14 miles away, and he was, kind of in the grind and feeling it. And I just felt really good all of a sudden. I don't know if it was just all of a sudden my nutrition was on point, but I basically told Tim, I said, hey, I'm just going to go. And I knew that at that point I could probably run, not just walk, jog the entire last 14 miles. And I did that. I just started taking off. And I got my music going for the first time in the entire race. So I was listening to some really good different songs on my iPod, and I just took off. I went from maybe 15-minute miles to probably 10-minute miles. I passed probably 15 to 20 people in a matter of 14 miles. I think my brother said he was watching every time I would cross through an aid station, you have an anklet on, and it measures, where you're at place-wise and time-wise. And he would see me check in at each aid station every 5 or 6 miles. And all of a sudden I was like place 63, place 50, place 40. So I ended up finishing in 49th, I think. But I probably picked up 20 of those people in the last, 3 or 4 hours of the race. So what an amazing experience to feel that energy that all of a sudden hit me at that time. So the video does not cover all that. We're going to jump from literally like an aid station video to me finishing the race from my mom's cell phone. I think she was able to get some cell phone video of me finishing. So anyhow, it's going to be pretty cool, to see that. But I have to say that, to summarize this race, it was just an amazing experience. I had all my friends out there with me. We had, Ryan Day from IRunONBeer. We had Tim Furtado, who we ran with last year and has also run the Cruel Jewel 2 weeks before this 100-miler. I mean, talk about crazy and, you know, intense. So to be able to run with him through the night was an amazing thing. He kept me motivated to keep going. I think I also kept him motivated, and we worked through some issues that we both had. And then my brother was out there. Unfortunately, he DNF'd at mile 50 or 54. But, you know, as soon as I left him, you know, once he told me he was going to be done, I just like, you know, I told him, I said, listen, man, I feel good. I'm going to keep going. And he supported that 100%, which was good. So, other people out there that we knew, Ryan Clayton was out there. I got to say hi to him before the race, which was cool. And then Todd, who's Ryan's friend, was there with his family. Can I just say that Ryan, Day, and Todd, their families were so generous. They gave my brother and I and my brother's family pasta dinner on Friday before the race. We all hung out in their cabin. We had some drinks. We had to just get to hang out. They had a nice porch over the lake, and that was extremely special. So thank you, Todd, and thank you, Ryan, and your families for just opening your doors to our family. And I hope we can repay you in the next couple of years as we see each other in races again. But you know, I think overall here, I'm just thinking through any other details I want to share with the race. And you know, as far as the hallucinations, I mean, I think that, you know, this year I didn't have as many, which was really good. But I was able to help others that were having some, and, you know, making sure that we all stayed safe through the night. And then, you know, finishing, I just felt like I was so motivated before the race and after the race. It never really changed. I just, through the whole race, there was not one moment I can honestly say where I felt like I was going to quit or I wanted to quit, which is awesome, because the year before that I had some of those moments. I think we all have those moments in races, but for this race, I just felt like completely, you know, I just saw the end. I saw the finish line in my head. I kept visualizing the finish line, visualizing the finish through the night as I was hiking and power hiking. And honestly, I'm getting chills right now as I talk about it. It was just like one of the most cool experiences this whole year, if not the last couple of years of my life, to be able to finish and see my family there and know that, you know, I gave it literally 100% of everything I had. I finished that, you know, race without anything left in my bones. And, you know, honestly, I feel like next year, I hope I don't eat these words, but I feel like I'm going to go out even harder next year and see if I can chip off some more time. I got a PR this year. It was, I think 28 hours and 52 minutes. And last year I was at 29 hours and 30 minutes, or approximately that. So to finish 2 years in a row has been awesome. I love the Mohican family, and I cannot wait to go next year and be part of it again. All right. Thanks for listening to my long rant, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've watched at this point, definitely subscribe. I do this really for myself, just to kind of see a documentation and a journal of what I've been doing as far as my running, but I do appreciate everyone who watches and enjoys these too. All right. We'll catch you in the next one, and have an awesome running week.